This video will demonstrate how to insert the design you originally created with Carveco, then exported as a DXF AutoCAD file, and then cleaned up and saved as an AutoCAD DWG file. And we're going to insert that into an AutoCAD DWG file template that I have supplied you with. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to open up an instance of the internet, and we need to go to box.com because that's where we store all of our files. You need to log into your box.com account, and we're going to go to whatever class that you're working in. Now this video is really intended for orientation technology where you're learning how to do this, but any of my classes that do this type of activity, this applies to you as well. So this time, instead of opening up one of our folders we created, I'm going to open up the orientation and technology folder I supplied you with, or whatever class you're in. And then I'm going to go to, I think it's week 5 and 6, and I'm going to go to the longboard styles. Now of course all of these longboards have style names. To figure out which one they are, you can look at it and see, which one do I like. And of course they're also in the classroom on the south wall of the classroom. You can look at them there. But I'm going to use the Cruiser template. This is our brand new style we're going to start this year. And I'm going to click on it. Remember, when you go to open it, if it doesn't open properly this way, you can open up AutoCAD, then go to the Open option, go to the Downloads folder, and find it there. So here it is. Here's our new Cruiser style. You want to make sure that the design layer is broadcasting. So we have these other layers. They're locked. You want to leave them locked. You can leave this one off. You just need to make sure that the design layer is showing. Okay, I'm going to minimize that for a minute. I'm going to go to my Downloads folder, and I'm going to make sure I delete everything out of my Downloads folder that I can. Now it's not going to let me delete some things because this file I have open, this is the file I have open right now, so it doesn't let you delete those, but that's okay. We just want to get as many deleted as we can. So then I'm going to go back to my box.com, and I'm going to go out to my desktop of box.com where I have my whatever your class folder is plus the folders you've created. I'm going to go to my CAD file, and I'm going to download my celticweave.dwg. I'm going to download it, and then I'm going to minimize this and go back to AutoCAD. Now I'm going to type insert. There's also an icon you can go to, but let's just type insert, and then we're going to go up to this icon right here, which displays a navigation dialog box. It just displays a box that allows you to get places. So if my downloads doesn't show there, I'll click on my PC, and then I'll find my downloads, click on that, and here's my celticweave.dwg. Okay, and it's now attached to my crosshairs. I'm going to put it right there just like that, and then I'm going to close this. Now the reason it's this color is because that's the color of the design. Okay, so now I'm going to use my tools up here to make sure it's the way I want it. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explode it. Then I'm going to overkill it. Anytime you bring files in and out of files, sometimes it can create problems for you, and they're at 0. So how did I do that? I typed in overkill, I hit enter, I left click, I enclose it, I left click again, I hit enter, I click OK, and I do that until I get 0 duplicates, 0 overlapping. Then I'm going to put it back on the right layer, which is my design layer. Okay, and the way I did that is I enclosed it, left click release, left clicked again, and I went up and selected the right layer. Okay, now I'm going to go to my line option. I can also type in line, and I'm going to make sure that my ortho is on right here. I'm going to make sure my object snap is on right there. I'm going to go up here and click the middle of that line, click the middle of that line, hit escape. I can hit escape or the space bar, which will bring me right back into the line command. I'm going to put a line this way. This shows me exactly where the middle is. So I'm going to go to the move command, left click and release, left click again. Then I'm going to right click or hit enter, doesn't matter which. I'm going to turn the ortho off, and I'm going to move this till I've got my design centered. And I'm going to left click. Let me show you how I did that again. I'm going to go to the move command, left click, release, left click again, right click. Now notice on our mouse we have 3 buttons. We have a left, a middle, and a right, so it's easy to get confused. It's all the way to the right. I'm going to left click anywhere, go down, turn my ortho off, and I'm going to left click with it somewhat in the middle. Okay. Now, it's not perfectly centered, but that's okay for now. I'm going to go up to my scale command. I'm going to left click around it. I'm going to right click or hit enter. I'm going to left click and I'm going to make it bigger. I can do it manually or I can type in a number. Now as you can see, we're really not centered. So I'm going to move it up a little bit to get a little bit more visually centered. I think that's a little better. I could also make a copy of it. I could move that copy over and turn my ortho back on. I'm going to turn my object snap off. I'm going to move that over just like this. Hit escape. I'm going to go to the mirror command. Mirror. Left click all the way around it. Hit enter. Turn my object snap back on. Click this, click that. Now I have 3 of them. I can undo that. I could even go to rotate. Put a window around this guy. Click right in the middle of him there and turn my ortho off, and I could rotate him. And then I could mirror him. Mirror, grab it. Oops, I got too much. Mirror, just grab that guy, right click or hit enter. Turn my object snap back on. Left click, left click. The sky's the limit. You can do it any way you want. You can make your design any way you want. There's also another thing I could do, depending on what I wanted. I could take my rotate, put a window around it, grab it right here, and I could rotate it. I don't want to get my line. Whoops. Rotate. I could also type in rotate. Left click, hit enter, and I'm going to click right here. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And so now I want to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's go bigger. Okay, I want to stay about a ½ inch away from the edge there. And then I'm going to go to I'm going to go to offset. I'm going to go down and click through. I'm going to click this line. I'm going to move him out to here like that. Left click again, hit escape. Then I'm going to go to mirror. Left click, right click, and left click on both of these. As you can see, we're pretty close to center. It's not exact, but it's really close. So I'm going to move it just a little bit, and there we go. So once I get it the way I want it, however I want it, doesn't matter what you do, how you do it, and you don't have to have one image. You can put multiple images on your longboard. It's up to you. But once I get that done, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to File, Save As. I'm going to save it to the desktop. I'm going to call it, in all caps, Final Design. Oops, spelled design incorrectly. There we go, Final Design. And I'm going to click Save. I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to go back to my CAD file, but I need to go to All Files so I can see my CAD. And I'm going to drag this over like this. I'm going to drag my final design in. So now I have my original DXF. I have my cleaned up geometry, and then I have my design dropped into my longboard template. And now your design is complete, unless you want to add some other things to your design. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. You can do anything you want. If you look at the longboards over against the wall, they're all quite different. Some of them have words. Some of them just have a design. Some of them have words and a design. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. If you want to add words to your logo design, I will have a video on that as well. And that's it.